Welcome to FDN News. I'm Bree Santiago. Our top story this week, students across campus are preparing for short-term mission trips during spring break. But many students disagree about the true purpose. Is it to help others or help ourselves? FDN talked with students and a professor to learn more. Every year, students at HU are given the opportunity to go on short-term mission trips. No one disagrees that these trips are valuable.
Getting out of your comfort zone, getting in a new culture, getting associated with just new things and new life. God has something to present to you and has opportunities for you to learn and grow and also make an impact on others.
But they do disagree on the purpose of.
As much as you think you're going to go change people's lives or impact other people's lives, you'll find it odd to think that God is actually going to change your life and your perspective and just give you real different insight on what life is and what's out in the world.
I think we should be open to what God wants to do in our lives, but it shouldn't be that, it shouldn't only be focused on us. It should be focused on Christ alone. And when you are focused on Him, like, you will be transformed, but hopefully, yeah, it's not for the selfish reason of, I hope my eyes are open.
I spoke with Dr. Luke Fetters, the director of the TESOL Institute, and he explained to me that the most important part of missions is to spread the gospel with the unreached people around the world.
When I think of missions, I think of something that is done cross-culturally, most strategically in an environment where there is no viable church, and it includes evangelism. Now, what that means is that most of what we do as short-term mission, I wouldn't even put in the category of
the trips.
Missions.
He believes that the heart of the students is on the right track.
If you think of the Great Commandment, Jesus is saying, love the Lord your God with all you have, and love your neighbor as yourself. And it seems to me that this controversy, if you want to call it, between service trips and mission trips, or however we're going to phrase it, it seems to me that wherever you are in that, you're still responding to the Great Commandment.
This spring break, HU will be sending a team to Haiti and Philadelphia. Students could soon have an easier way to make a change on campus. Student Senate is working on implementing a new constitution. It will create 2 new representatives for each dorm. That includes commuters and Forester Village. Students can then express comments and concerns with someone they live with, who can then bring those to the university. The goal is for students to feel more comfortable talking with their student representative.
We believe that under this new constitution that there's going to be better representation for students. Instead of a student having to try to find out who the representative is, they could go down the hall, someone they're in close contact with, and their voice is instantly going to be heard so that student government can essentially meet those needs.
If 2/3 of the student body vote in favor of the new constitution, it will become effective in fall of 2015. We will keep you updated with the latest on when you will be able to vote. 3 cheers for our Forester women's basketball team. After a strong season, the team made it to nationals for a 2nd year in a row. They traveled to Sioux City, Iowa on Sunday morning. You can watch their first game today at noon in the Upper Hub. A new park is coming to Huntington. Maybe you've noticed the partially demolished building on the corner of Jefferson and West Point Drive. That building is Roche Hall, and it is being torn down to make way for a new park. The Huntington Rotary Club purchased the building last year, hoping to use the land for their legacy project celebrating the club's 100th year.
In 2017, we are going to celebrate our 100th anniversary in the Huntington Rotary Club, and we were looking for a project that would help the community and leave legacy for our Rotary Club as time moves on. And we want to keep our history downtown, but there are times when we just have to move forwards.
The Rotary Centennial Park is expected to be finished in fall of 2015. This past Saturday, SAB hosted a 50s-themed skate night. It included roller skating to 50s music, games, limbo, raffles, and a costume contest. The winner was sophomore Haley Cayley. Students are rejoicing over the warmer weather that is here, but the past weeks were not as beautiful. FDN talked with several students about their bad experiences with falling on the ice this semester.
I haven't completely fallen, but there's been multiple times where I've, slipped and been really close to falling. One of those things where I have to look around and make sure I wasn't too embarrassed with a lot of people seeing me or anything. So,
I almost died this morning actually with a handful of coffee, and I spilled it on my shoes, and it was terrible. But I didn't actually fall all the way, so it only half counts.
I have a few times where I've slipped, my foot would, and then I would catch myself and kind of look stupid, but it's what happens.
I actually haven't fallen yet, but I've seen a lot of people just sliding around, and I remember one day specifically, it was very slick outside, and I remember just walking out there and almost falling a couple of times, but I don't think it's been bad, at least not for me.
When I was eating breakfast one morning, I was looking up and I saw this person walk out of a dorm room, looked back down, looked back up, and the next thing I knew, they were down on the ground.
Well, that's all we have for you on this installment of FDN News. Don't forget to check us out online at forresterdigital.net and follow us on Twitter at FDN_news. Have a great spring break, and we will see you when you get back.